Miss Lava has asked me to talk a little bit about mother bonding today. Oh, and I'm not a mom, but I am a daughter. And oh, Ram Dass said this. And I'm going to use this in a few minutes again. We're all just walking each other home. We're all just walking each other home. And I can imagine not being a mom myself, but by being a daughter, and my mom is highly spirited, as many of our many of our moms are, highly spirited and very independent. And when I think about Miss Virginia and Miss Lava, literally I saw Miss Lava walk Miss Virginia home. And I saw Miss Virginia give way to allow her daughter the gift of walking her home. Now, I can't imagine that it would be easy that someone that you've birthed to be humble enough, to be evolved enough, to be intuitive enough, for you to have the foresight to know how important and what a blessing that would be for not only Miss Lava, but for also Miss Virginia. But apparently she had that intuition and she used it. I mean, what a blessing. From the time they walked in the door of the Las Vegas Center for Spiritual Living, I was in awe and inspired of the love that these two shared. You see, as a minister of, I'm going on 8 years now, I have learned many times over, even before that life is lifey, right? Life gets to be life. Life does not always flow with ease and the grace that I would like it to. Not because it's not easy and graceful, but I've allowed myself to become separate from that which is easy and graceful. And so to get back into alignment with that can be difficult. Because people get peoply when lifey gets lifey. Right? That's what I've known. That's what I've seen in my lifetime so far. And one of the most difficult relationships, again, is the mother-daughter relationship. It is complex, not because we are opposites attract as much as because we are so much like our mothers. And there's so much care and so much experience involved in a evolving relationship. And so we both have to do our work. We both have to do our work, the mothers and the daughters. Otherwise, it will never work. And so lifey gets lifey, people get peoply, and mothers become mommies. Sometimes when they feel disconnected from their source and their aging and their physical health and well-being is not what they think that it should be. They don't feel like they are the mother that they once were. And yet, we watch this. I have now this mental equivalent of these beautiful souls that did it with such divine perfection. I'm not saying that it's perfect in every way. I wasn't there in every moment, but what I know is how it ended up. What I know is that Miss Virginia was mommy to everybody that met Miss Virginia. What I know is that she couldn't have been more proud of Lava if, I mean, there was no possibility of her being more proud of her daughter. They supported one another in every step and in every breath. And Miss Virginia gave way to Miss Lava and allowed that. And Miss Lava gave the respect that Miss Virginia deserved with every fiber of her being. What an amazing thing to witness, and witness from afar, but still to be a part of, to know that that is possible. It's possible. I am just so grateful for both of their lives and the influence and the impact and the inspiration that they have both provided to me. So thank you, Miss Virginia. I'm knowing that you've gone on and you're doing magnificent things as you've done here in Las Vegas and Los Angeles and wherever else you have been. Thank you for the gift of you. Thank you for the gift of your daughter. And thank you for all the good work that you've done and continue to do. You've touched my heart forever. Thank you.
Tell me, what does it look like in heaven? Is it peaceful? Is it free like they say? Does the sun shine bright forever? Have your fears and your pain gone away? 'Cause here on earth it feels like everything good is missing since you left. And here on earth everything's different. There's an emptiness. Oh, I hope you're dancing in the sky, and I hope you're singing in the angels' choir, and I hope the angels know what they have. I've made it so nice up in heaven since you arrived. So tell me, what do you do up in heaven? Are your days filled with love and light? Is there music? Is there art and invention? Tell me, are you happy? Are you more alive? 'Cause here on earth it feels like everything good is missing since you left. And here on earth everything's different. There's an emptiness. Oh, I hope you're dancing in the sky, and I hope you're singing in the angels' choir, and I hope the angels know what they have. I've made it so nice up in heaven since you arrived. Since you I hope you're dancing in the sky, and I hope you're singing in the angels' choir, and I hope the angels know what they have. I've made it so nice up in heaven since you arrived. Since you arrived. Does it look like in heaven? Is it peaceful? Is it free like they say?
I am fortunate to have been a neighbor of Mrs. Virginia Bailey for over 60 years of my life. Our relationship is so special. She knew me before I was even born. It was her parents that helped mine understand the dynamics of obtaining home ownership in Shaker Heights, Ohio. Mrs. Virginia Bailey was the cultural icon on Ashwood with her ultra conservative navy blue suits, her low heeled pumps, her precisely placed accent pieces covered with a London fog trench coat, with matching handbag, of course. I would watch her from my backyard, gracefully moving about, attending a bridge tournament with her country club style, her tennis player apparel, and in the background, I could hear her brother Bob playing classical music on their grand piano. She was someone I admired and looked up to. Actually, Virginia was one of the maternal pillars in our village. She was sandwiched between a vibrant group and a very close-knit neighborhood with many block parties, celebrations, and picnics. Mrs. Virginia Bailey definitely stood out. She was the no drama mama. She was a quiet, subtle epitome of class. She was very proper, displaying perfect etiquette, poise, and grace. Her posture was always on point, not a hair out of place, and so polite. Her home in Cleveland, she did not have to spell out the rules. She would just give you that no drama mama look. And you knew, oops, better not do that again. Better straighten up. As our families grew and moved from Cleveland, Lava leading the way to Los Angeles, Millicent leading the way to Las Vegas, the Spencers followed. Our families somehow stayed in touch and in close proximity. Over the years, we have spent more celebrations together than our own extended family members. We have attended each other's graduations, engagement parties, wedding celebrations, baby showers, Thanksgivings. She even helped me decorate my home for Christmas one year. And I cannot leave out our favorite pastime, going gambling, specifically slotting together. She really loved that. I can say Virginia, Millicent, and Lava have truly become part of my extended family. One weekend, Virginia stayed at my mother's house in Las Vegas. She had an exercise routine that she would do twice a day. She got down on the floor in our family room. She started stretching and kicking her legs. I looked over at my mother and said, wow, Mom, you need to do some exercises with Mrs. Bailey. My mother rolled her eyes, had a few spicy words to say, but I looked over at Mrs. Bailey. She just kept going, not deterred at all. I admired her persistence. Over the years, Mrs. Virginia Bailey stayed engaged and participated in many events and activities. It is an honor to be able to share memories of a long lifetime together. Lava, Mimi, the Spencer and Robbins family, our thoughts and prayers are with you in this time of sorrow. Those we love don't go away. They walk beside us every day. Love you.
I guess that's me. We've always confused Annette and Annette. So I met Virginia 8 years ago, and I had the privilege of asking her to share a birthday with me. Virginia was born on the 17th, and I was born on the 21st of March. So she agreed, and she said, I'll allow you to celebrate your birthday, and we'll be birthday girls together. I established a business called the Vibrant Seniors, and my business was to make sure that seniors like Virginia and myself didn't have to stay indoors for the duration, that we had the ability to get out. We were vibrant, happy, wonderful seniors that wanted to go. And along with that, we had a bid whist group. At bid whist group, we played bid whist 12 hours a week, 3 days a week, sometimes 4. And then when we weren't playing bid whist, we were out celebrating our birthday. One of my birthday celebrations was at the Santa Anita racetrack. And after talking to the racetrack, they decided that they would help us to celebrate and to spotlight us, birthday girls, for St. Patrick's Day and March. They had named I think it was one of the trial runs with us. And they walked us down the walkway to the winning horse. That's a track that you see. And I decided that during this birthday celebration, we would be like the ladies in the Kentucky Derby. So we put on our fancy dresses, our fancy shoes, and our wonderful hats. We had a glorious, wonderful day celebrating wonderful birthdays. This woman was so kind and so gentle that you would just had to hold on to her and to love her the way she is. We played bid whist together. Sometimes she would say, let's go play bridge. Or can we play bridge? And well, we don't play bridge here. We play bid whist. And she says, well, okay. Well, sometimes I want to play bid whist and I want to play bridge. So we would do that. We would have a wonderful time. We went out to eat. And that group, instead of being friends, we became loves, that we all looked up and we respected the love. This woman, Virginia, sometimes I would tell her daughter, well, we have places to go and I'm taking your mother and you can go to work and I'll drop her by when we're finished. It was such a pleasure and a wonderful experience to know Virginia. Virginia, I love you. I miss you. And we have to do what we have to do, and that we'll all be together soon. Love playing bid whist with you. Love playing bridge with you. Love having you a part of the Vibrant Seniors. Thank you so much for loving me. I appreciate you. Thank you, Lava, for allowing your mother to share her love with other people. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nancy Johnson, and I met Lava and Mommy at a Hyatt Center in Pasadena. And I'm so happy to have the privilege of speaking today at her tribute. And I just want to share a couple of little stories that are fun stories that remind us all how mischievous Mommy was and how on top of everything she was all the way to the end. So I used to go down to the church. Lava was working there and I did a lot of volunteer work. And I'd go in the morning and have my coffee. And then I'd say to Lava, Mommy doesn't want to sit here all day. I'm going to take her out with me. We're going to go do a couple of errands. I'll bring her back. And I'd take Mommy out in the car and I'd say, Mom, let's just go by Target. Let's go wherever our heart desired. And she would say, I don't think you had your second cup of coffee. Do you want to stop and get some coffee? And I, a coffee lover, would say, yeah, I think I will. And I'd drive up to Starbucks or McDonald's. And then I'd say, Mommy, did you want anything? She said, well, I think I'll take a little cup of coffee. So I would get her coffee and we'd sit there and have our coffee together and talk. Mommy didn't tell me that Lava was not allowing her to have coffee anymore freely and all day. And I didn't even realize it. She knew I didn't know. And it was just like her to play a trick on me and have me giving her something Lava had told her she was not supposed to have anymore. And when Lava found out months later that I was feeding her mother coffee every day. Woo, she was not happy. But another time, I said, I'll watch mommy for you today. And I was going to a Tupperware party at my sister-in-law's house. And I said, mommy can go with us. It'll be fun. So we go to my sister-in-law's house, and there's a bunch of ladies. It's in the middle of the afternoon. And my sister-in-law made this great champagne punch. And I got mommy something to eat and a little bit to drink. And then later on, I saw 2 or 3 people during the afternoon over by mommy. And it turned out they were all giving her champagne punch. And mommy was feeling a little bit toasted, and her eyes were a little extra bright. And I was like, how am I going to calm her down before I take her back? Because Lava's going to get me for getting her mommy high on champagne punch at a Tupperware party. But it was just one more time that mommy and I had a good time together and a fun time, and how so much she showed her love of life, her love of fun, and that little mischievous thing where she would just kind of smile at you and you knew she got away with something. So I'm just thankful for having this time to share a memory of mommy. And when I met Lava and mommy, it was during a holiday season, and I said, what are you doing for the holidays? And Lava said, oh, nothing, we're going to stay home. And I was like, no, come to my house and share the holidays with me and my family. And they became a regular. Everybody loved mommy and took care of her. And I was so thankful that we found another addition to our big extended family. So thank you, Lava, for sharing your mom with so many of us who had lost our own moms. And we took joy and pleasure in loving your mother and making her feel special all the time. So thank you. I miss mommy. I'll always miss her. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Among the members of our Voices Raised LA Vocal Collective, which is comprised of singers from various choirs across the city, we didn't know her as, I have to look it up, Miss Virginia or Miss Bailey. I don't think any of us knew her given name. I know I certainly didn't until Lava sent the invitation to today's event. No, we all knew her as Mama or Queen, which speaks to just how cherished a presence in our group. But it wasn't like that right away. When Lava first brought her 92-year-old mother to Arne Batson's weekly Tuesday night singing sessions in early 2019, Lava's mom, she sat in the circle with us, but she didn't speak, she didn't sing, she didn't participate at all. So I just assumed that Lava brought her along because she thought it would be good for her mother to be in the company of others, or because she was simply afraid to leave her mom home alone. And then one night, I guess probably about 6 weeks after they started coming, and we're getting ready to sing the theme song from the 70s TV sitcom Good Times. And just for fun, Arne asked Lava's mom if she'd be willing to just kick it off by announcing live from Baldwin Hills. And that's when the lights came on, because Lava's mom jumped into that role with such panache. I mean, she yelled out live from Baldwin Hills with such enthusiasm, and her eyes were twinkling, and she just had this wonderful, mischievous smile. And that's the night that I think we all fell a little bit in love with her, and that's when we started to call her Mama. Mama went back to being kind of quiet as a church mouse after that. But one night, maybe 5 or 6 weeks later, I'm looking around the group one night as we're practicing, and I'm noticing that Mama is silently mouthing to herself the lyrics of the song that Arne is teaching us. And I'm like, huh, wow, that's really interesting. And maybe about 5 or 6 weeks after that, I'm looking around our circle one night and I see Mama practicing her part with the other members of the people sitting next to her, which were in the tenor section. And that was really something. And then maybe a month or so after that, one night, the whole circle gets up to sing, and there's Mama, and she's standing and she is singing with full gusto. And that's the night that she became a full-fledged member of the tenor section and the absolute royalty of our entire group. Arne tagged her with the title of Queen, and from on, every time she arrived after we'd already started singing, because she and her mom, they lived far away from where the sessions were being held, and so they could get caught up in rush hour traffic. But as soon as Mama walked in, our Queen walked in, Arne would just stop the song mid word, mid lyric, so we could welcome the Queen and usher her to her throne, which was in the tenor section. And it was only then that we really felt like the session had gotten officially, because Mama had to be with us. And then when the sessions drew to a close at night after we finished singing, there was this cluster of singers surrounding Mama because they wanted to give her a hug goodnight. They wanted to wish her good night. So she was just surrounded. And Queen Mama seemed to bask in all the affection from us. And then she turned around and she shone that affection right back on us. And so, in addition to having this weekly singing circle, we also had this incredible circle of love that she had inspired and that ennobled and enriched all of us. We so admired her and we cherished the light and the energy and the warmth that she exuded. She's just an amazing presence, and she brought that light and energy and warmth every week until March 2020, when we had to just stop singing and shut down the weekly singing sessions. We've all had losses, large and small, these past 21 months. And I know that I'm always going to be a little bit bitter at the pandemic, because I feel like it deprived me of many more months of singing with Mama. And it hurts when I think that if and when we ever do get to resume singing in person, this beautiful woman with that beautiful silver hair and the mischievous smile and the twinkling eyes won't be among us. And I feel like maybe the circle will never be completely whole again. Though, as mischievous as Mama is, I could also see that she might send us a sign right away that, I'm still here. I'm still right with you. You guys just can't see me. I don't know. Lava, on behalf of the entire Voices Raised vocal collective, thank you for sharing your precious mommy with us. We took such joy in her, and we are always going to feel grateful that we had the privilege of her presence. And may you always take comfort in the knowledge of just how much and she brought to all of us at Voices Raised. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Jan. That was so beautiful. I also met Miss Virginia at the singing group, the choir, the community choir that Arne so masterfully put together. I forget the name of it. Y'all got a lot of names. Voices Raised or something, but it was people singing their hearts out, singing these songs from the movement, and just singing beautiful songs. It was an amazing. Choirs are amazing when groups of people get together to sing, and so around March 20th, folks stopped meeting. I didn't. I still meet. I just met, and I'm just really thankful for the gift of singing and song, and encourage everybody to keep on singing some kind of way, because it makes you strong. Miss Virginia sang that tenor, man. She was right beside me. I joined the tenor section, Tony Novell. They were dangerous. And she had that little smile on her face, like she knew something. Like you said, she got away with something else. Nancy, that was a beautiful story. All the stories were beautiful. And I mean, what an amazing being. Lava would bring her mom to hear my mom sing at the Hot and Cool Cafe. My mom was passed at 93. And I didn't know that Miss Virginia was as far up in years as she was. She was so tight. She was just so remarkably remarkable. And I'm just thankful that I got to know her a little while. I didn't have a long past with her, except for meeting her and singing with her in that choir for the few times that I would come. And that was magic. Then she'd show up at Hot and Cool, and she'd be sitting back there smiling. And her smile was so radiant that she just lit up the whole room. I mean, what a great person. And so I'm just really thankful that I knew her for the short time that I did, and that she got to meet my mom. And, I got a feeling that they got a party going on up there. I mean, they are getting down, so, and I just marvel at the way God works. So this song I'm about to sing is a song that Lava asked. She gave me a story about her mom, and about 2 months before her mother passed. Lava, can I tell the story, or are you going to tell it? I guess I'm telling the story. About 2 months before her mother passed, that her mom, she was still able to stand up at the time, and Lava put on some music, Chances Are, by Johnny Mathis. And then her mother stood up and started to dance, and Lava danced with her mom, and they just danced together. That her mother closed her eyes, and she just really, really enjoyed hearing that music. I was like, man, I said, I should sing that. She wanted me to do it. I said, I should sing Chances Are. She said, oh, what a great idea. I love Chances Are. I remember when I first heard it, I had a crush on Carl Watson. And I can just see Miss Virginia, Queen Mother Virginia, dancing with Lava with her eyes closed. Chances are, 'cause I wear a silly grin the moment that you come into view. Chances are you think that I'm in love with you. Just because my composure sort of slips the moment that your lips meet mine. Chances are you think that I'm your Valentine. In the magic of the moonlight, when I sigh, hold me close, dear. Chances are you believe the stars that fill the skies are in my eyes. Guess you feel you'll always be the one and only man for me. And if you think you could, well, chances are, your chances are awfully good. Oh, your chances are awfully good. Rest in joy. Mama Virginia, rest in joy.
Hello. Hello, everyone. I'm Cheryl Bell, co-senior minister at Las Vegas Center for Spiritual Living. And I certainly remember the day that Miss Virginia, and yes, we called her Miss Virginia because I came from that family that taught us to put a handle on it. And one thing I know for sure is that she was always dressed impeccably, never a hair out of place. And of course, appropriately accessorized. You know, I will walk upon her and my mom, and they would be laughing about something or other. And they certainly enjoyed each other's company. And listening to Sabrina and Nancy, all of you, and your description and your memories of Miss Virginia tells me exactly how they got along. They were two peas in a pod, actually. And and I love the photographs, Lava, that were on the screen, because my mom too had a gap in her teeth, and she had gotten into the practice of not showing her teeth so that no one would see her gap. And so I can find very, very few pictures of her, except when she was a teenager, showing her gap. So I really love seeing those photos of her, because Miss Virginia was always smiling. I cannot remember one day that I looked upon that woman's face and did not see a smile. Lava told me a story of how she first attempted to get her mom to come to church with her, and how her mom told her that she was done with church after having had to go almost every day to Kingdom Hall with her grandmother. And she felt that she was done. She had done enough church for a lifetime. Mm-hmm. Well, and so, and I have the same story. And the challenge with my own mother, it took 3 years before I could get her to come to church with me, because she would say no every time, and I wouldn't say anything. I'd just go. And finally I said, Mom, what exactly do you think we're going to do to you? And she came, and she always came after that. I just decided one day to not accept her no. I did have to iron her clothes for her, though, or she wasn't going to go. I could tell, just like my mom, Miss Virginia and my mom loved being around young people. But when they reach a certain age, everyone is young, right? To Miss Virginia and my mom actually passed 5 years ago, but I think there's a point where everyone becomes young, that young person in your life. And I'm knowing that I'm going to reach that age as well. She was just a joy to be around, and for sure. Having lived a life that covered 2 centuries, having lived from a time that a radio and a phone was in your home was a big deal. And to having a cell phone is like almost as necessary as having a limb, right? These days, you leave your cell phone at home and you have no idea what to do. Some of us, to some of us anyway. Who still listens to radio anymore? It's podcast now. And if you miss anything, you can always go back. Everything is recorded. She was quiet. Even though she was quiet, you knew she was having a good time. You know, she and my mom are always giggling. I never knew what they were giggling about exactly, but I'm sure it was mischievous. It sounded mischievous, but I loved hearing those sounds from those two women. You know, because I believe laughter is healing. So giggling must be healing as well, right? You know, though it sometimes sounded like they were up to something, I knew they were having a good time. And I just loved the sound. She had an infectious smile. Infectious smile. She was always smiling, like so many of you have witnessed. Here, Miss Virginia was actually the oldest member of our center, and we were honored to have her there while she was there. You know, I knew once she and Lava left Las Vegas that she would have no problem finding someone else to giggle with. You know, Lava told me a story about the Altadena Senior Center trip to Santa Barbara, and Miss Virginia rode a Surrey bike along the boardwalk. She was 90 at the time, and it shocked everyone. You know, and I would have been shocked too, knowing how fearless and adventurous she could be. You know, just this year, prior to her illness, the doctors were always amazed at her physical agility and endurance. You know, most did not know, but at 80 years old, she overcame cancer. She was later diagnosed with a chronic kidney disease. And by the time she was 92, she was diagnosed again with another cancerous growth. But through it all, she remained strong. She kept smiling. How many people, no one would know just looking at her that she was going through anything. You know, after her only sibling, Robert, passed in 2011, she was a little down and she began to question why so many had left this realm and she was still here. You know, she was a testament to longevity, a living embodiment of the greatest generation. And she raised her children from kindergarten to high school in the same house, the same street, same community. She was the last of her first cousins, and she still was here for a reason. We all know that. And as experienced by all the love that you all had, that you all experienced with her. Lava told me, and I saw this on the screen too, that in one of her journals, she had written a quote by Norman Vincent Peale that live your life and forget your age. And I believe she certainly did just that. She was young at heart and mind, body, and her legacy reminds us of the privilege of honoring our elders and reminds us to respect our elders. She was the greatest generation. She was a living, breathing example of how to age gracefully and graciously, and always with a smile. I have a feeling that she and my mom and so many other of your moms I hear are partying, giggling, and enjoying their next expression right here and right now. And that, knowing that and feeling that, whether it's true or not, gives me such joy. And I love, love, love your mom, Lava. Miss Virginia lives on in my heart forevermore. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. My name is Annette James, and in memory of Virginia Ross Bailey, I offer this poem by Ann Davison entitled I'm Free. Don't grieve for me, for now I'm free. I'm following the path God laid for me. I took his hand when I heard him call. I turned my back and left it all. I could not stay another day to laugh, to love, to work or play. Task left undone must stay that way. I found that peace at close of day. Excuse me. If my parting has left a void, and it has, then fill it with remembered joy, a friendship shared, a laugh, a kiss. Oh, yes, these things I too will miss. Be not burdened with times of sorrow. I wish for you the sunshine of tomorrow. My life's been full, I've savored much. Good friends, good times, my loved ones' touch. If my time seemed all too brief, don't lengthen it now with undue grief. Lift up your heart, rejoice with me. God wanted me now, He set me free. I love you, Mommy. Rest in peace. Thank you for allowing me to be in your life as your second daughter. Thank you.
All right. Wow. This is so beautiful. This is so beautiful. Thank you all. I am so grateful to be here with us. And on behalf of the Sing Network, Hearts of Fire Community Choir, Voices Raised LA. Yeah, Ricky, we got a whole lot of names, but we do a whole lot of things. So we're just happy to be present to celebrate that radiant light that we were so blessed to be able to love and to call the exalted Queen Mommy, Mrs. Virginia Ross Bailey. Um, wow. Jan, you pretty much set it up. When she came in, and hold up, she didn't just walk in, she strutted. She strutted in. So, it's like, oh, okay, I see what you're doing. Everything had to stop. It had to stop. And we would just run to her, swarm her with love, affection, just, bow down, bow down, bow down. And oh, let me just mention this, her swag was real tight. She was the best dressed always, with accessories, with accessories. And hold up, she never repeated an outfit. Come on now. Come on now. There was no repeats. And I checked. Trust me, I checked. So her game was always tight. And we always knew, as Jan said, that we were centered when she showed up. We always knew. And Lava would just let us take her. We just stop and run, and Lava would go to the base section, do what she got to do. So those are wonderful memories. We'll always have those. We'll always have those, whether we all are coming together as that unit again. We will always have that. So the selections that were chosen by my sister Lava embody the spirit, the sophistication, the jazzy snazziness, of our exalted Queen Mommy. She will forever be immortalized for her solo. Yep, y'all, she had a choir solo live from Baldwin Hills. Dun dun dun, good times, yo. And she was on it, and she got her own mic too. We had like what, 3 or 4 mics. Everybody else had to share. Mommy had her own mic. What? So, in her honor, as her soul is flying and resting, I'm giving you I'm Free, Reverend Milton Brunson. Let's all take a breath together. And Ricky, you should sing jazz. I'm just saying that. I'm just putting it out there. I want to see you at a jazz club, Ricky. And I'll open up for you. Everybody, let's breathe in joy. Let's breathe in joy and release in peace.
Arne,
Yeah.
Arne,
Yeah, Mama.
it might be me, but your level seems very low. Is it like
Oh,
that to everybody else?
can you hear this? Is this better? Do I need to eat
Yeah.
the mic?
I couldn't hear you.
Is that you mean the whole thing I said y'all couldn't hear me?
No, I could hear you. It was just low. The level was low.
Oh, okay. How is this better? Or okay, Ricky, thank you for this. Thank you. Hold on. Let me Okay, is that better, better, better?
Yes.
Okay. All right. See, Ricky taking care of business. Give her a hand, y'all. Give her a
Oh,
hand.
sorry.
Thanks, Ricky. It is better.
Okay, wow. All right. Well, I don't even know what I just said, but it was good. Uh, and for our exalted Queen Mommy, this is for you. I'm free. Praise the Lord. I'm free. No longer bound. No more chains holding me. My soul is resting. It's just a blessing. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. I'm free. I'm free. Praise the Lord. I'm free. No longer bound. No more chains holding me. My soul is resting. It's just a blessing. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. I'm free. Come on, y'all, sing with me. I am free. I'm free. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. I'm free. I'm free. No longer bound. No longer bound. No more chains. No more chains holding me. My soul is resting. My soul is resting. It's just a blessing. And it's just a blessing. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. I'm free. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I'm free. Hey, I'm free. I'm free. Oh, free from the body, free from the worries, free from the struggle, free from the trouble. I'm free. I'm free. I'm free. She's free to fly. I'm free. Mommy's free to soar. Mommy's flowing through her forevermore. Mommy is free. I'm free. Hey, hey, hey. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I'm free. Mommy's free. Mommy's free. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I'm free. Yeah. Okay, y'all. Let's second liner. Let's second liner. Let's sit on out. Get you. Come on. Come on, y'all. So much better since I laid my burdens down. I feel better, so much better since I laid my burdens down. Since I laid my burdens down, joy is flowing, joy is flowing like a river, like a river. Since I laid oh, my burdens down, put them down, put them down now. Joy is flowing like a river, like a river. Since I laid my burdens down, since I laid my burdens down, burden down,
right, all right, all right. Yes, Lord.
Put them down. Mommy, put them down with elegance and grace and matching accessories. God bless y'all. Thank you.
Yes, yes, yes.
There I am.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I can't see. I don't know. Hi, everybody. Okay. I don't know how to spotlight myself here. There.
There you go.
Okay. Thank you, Arne. Thank you so much. I'm just going to ask everybody. Well, first, I want to say thank you, everybody, for coming and supporting me through this and honoring my mom. This was beautiful. And I gotta say some thanks. So just indulge me right here because so many people stepped up and said yes when I asked them to do this. And God and mommy have been guiding this entire process. It has really been amazing. For Jessica on the harp, there's a picture in the tribute when mommy went to her recital. You would have thought that Jessica was her own daughter. She was so proud. I said, Mommy, you didn't even come to my recitals and act like that. So but that's okay. She was all the way into it. And Reverend Stacy and Reverend Cheryl, it was so good to be there with you and be there in Las Vegas. And I learned so much. And the onset of my spiritual growth, I think, started there. So I want to thank that center and Arne and Ricky. Oh my gosh! I mean, the anointing, the blessing of having your voices there. What an absolute honor and a blessing that it is. That tribute. So Wally Hansen, he was the producer for my CD when I recorded it in Las Vegas. And I called Wally to ask him if he could help me with this video because I was really trying to do it. And Wally said, "We just saw your notice on Facebook." That's how it worked. How God and mommy were working together. And later on, when I was going through some of mom's things, I found her driver's license that she thought she had lost. It was in a little pouch. And Wally's car literally was right behind her driver's license.
Wow.
Wally and his son Chris, when one day we were in the studio and they started singing, two people, the harmonies were so tight. Chris was playing the piano, Wally was playing the guitar. They sounded like 20 people. Me and mommy just sitting there boohooing and crying because it was just so amazing. So Wally, I also want to thank you so much because he pulled that video tribute together and in such a beautiful way. Nancy, Sabrina, Jan, and Annette, oh my gosh, just to hear that, just to go back, I really felt like I had kind of crossed the timeline and listening to what you were saying. And my friend Sabrina, I've known her literally since she was born, and we live next door to each other. And she was as choked up as I have been going through this process. So Sabrina, I honor you, and I'm so glad you had your men folk there. It's so good to see her husband Gerald and little Gerald, but who's not so little obviously more, and Blake, just to see them, that would just really touch my heart. My on the obituary, what you heard was my mother's brother, my uncle Bob, playing the piece "Springtime Always Hangs Me Up the Most." An incredible pianist, and I could not find that CD, and I said, "Well, mommy, if you want me to find this CD, you've gotta show it to me." And literally, like in minutes, it showed up. I had been looking for it for a couple of weeks and was so frustrated. I want to make sure to thank the amazing Roxy angel superstar from Center for Spiritual Living Santa Barbara. She was holding it down, pushing all these buttons. It was just, I mean, that's a whole lot to do. She was really three people in one woman, and that was amazing. I'm very touched by all the ministers, and I saw Reverend Charles from Ohio, Pasadena, and his wife Linda. Oh my gosh, that was just so touching to see them there. And all of the ministers that have been reaching out to me and asking, is there anything we can do? How can we support you? And especially Reverend Stacy and Cheryl, just keeping in touch and letting me bend my ear, or bend their ear rather. And then my friend that I literally went to elementary school with, John Ingram, who is a minister, a music minister as well, and he's incredible on the piano. And I was calling him, even asking him for advice on how to do this. And I see my friend Dee Perry, Dolores Jordan, that we grew up with. So it's just so nice. And I saw my friend Carol that I hadn't seen in a while. But you know what? It was so amazing. I've been doing ancestry work for a couple of years, and on this call, there are relatives, that I met on Ancestry through mommy's DNA, and then cousins that I haven't seen since Lisa Caldwell, for example. I haven't seen her since she was 5 or 6 years old. And thanks to Ancestry and Facebook, we've been able to come together and reconnect. And I'm so grateful that they came. I wanted to thank the Center for Spiritual Living Las Vegas, in Pasadena, and in Santa Barbara, because they have been the collective, they've been so supportive. And the decluttering group Spruced Up Saturday helped me last week to do all the staging on how this was going to look for everybody. I want to thank my prayer partners Lily and Daryl, and they've been amazing through this. My friend and sister Annette, I think she's been crying as much as me. And one of mommy's friends, when Reverend Cheryl talked about her mom Gladys at Las Vegas, in Pasadena, Charlene Singley took over that role. And Charlene and my mother used to just get into so much mischief. And I'm like, well, who is this? I mean, it looked like my mom, but I had never seen her giggling like a schoolgirl. And just, she was into, Charlene was teaching her about all these poses. It was just, incredible to watch. And she just has a way of bringing out the very best in everybody. Charlene is so wonderful. And Charlene also took a picture, sent me a photo album, which I'm going to post and do a tribute page for Mommy. I just want to thank everybody. You've been so wonderful and so supportive through all this. And I'm trying to keep it short, sweet, but I've never been good at brevity. Wally will tell you that. So anyway, I needed to say thank you to everybody. Thank you for coming. You really lifted my spirits. It has been just amazing to see this come together. And I know that Mommy and God were all over it and all over everyone that's here. And that's what I wanted to say thank you before. Now, I give it back to Reverend Cheryl to close us out in a closing prayer. Thank you, everyone. And God continue to bless you.
Absolutely. And thank you for the honor of just the blessing that is Miss Virginia, and that is you, Miss Lava. I love you both. Let's just take a deep breath and breathe in the joy that has been felt in this last hour or so. As I give thanks for the richness and the rich blessing that is Miss Virginia, or Mommy, or Queen Mommy. I give a great, good thanks for that. I am knowing that each one of us is surrounded with the memory of the beauty that she was, and that each of us can hear those giggles and that laughter forevermore, reminding us of her grace, reminding us of that smile of hers that she was never without. I'm filled with the tenderness and awe of having known her on this plane. She is certainly all of our sacred companion, and there's There's no doubt about that. There's no doubt about that. We go on with our memories as we hold her in our heart and in our minds, and we give thanks for even having had her in our lives for however long, for 97 and a half years, for 6 months, for 60 years, for 1 minute. It was a blessing to have been in her presence. I give thanks for all that has taken place on this Zoom call and in the life of Mommy. I release, I let it go, and I know that I know that we all go on our way with the memory of this service, with the memory of Miss Virginia. And we always, always will have a smile on our face because of it. I release and I let it go and I let it be so. And together we can say, and so it is. Amen, amen. Woo! I love me some Miss Virginia.
So
Thank you all. Thank you all for being here. Thank you, Lava, for including myself and Reverend Stacy.
thank you so much, everyone. And I'll stay on a little while. I have my I have tea and water. Mommy, as you know, we would drink. She liked to sneak her little champagne punch, and she liked her coffee. So if you want to join me in lifting a glass to Mommy, I'm gonna sit here and I'll be here for a while. To Mommy Virginia, the Queen.
Yes, to Mama Virginia.
Mommy, Virginia the Queen.
Lava, this is apple juice with a little champagne in it.
Champagne in it. The Queen Mommy.
We're hiding the champagne in the apple juice.
That sounds good.
Now, I don't know
There's
how
some
to.
coffee in there. Is there some coffee in there too?
She figured out how to unmute. Let's see, how do we unmute? Okay, ask to unmute.
I've got some wine. It's not champagne, it's red wine, but here's to Queen Mama.
Do you wish me to stop the recording or?
Oh yes, you can stop the recording.
Okay. I am so sorry that I missed the first 3 things. I my apologies.
And everybody, you're welcome to unmute, and we'll if anybody has anything, thank you so much.